This is the story of men who make magic. Spin doctors who operate on a big felt table using guile, unmatched skill, and a pointed stick to determine who among them is the best. Welcome to the wondrous world of artistic pool.
Just like that.
This is the annual Super Billiards Expo, one of the biggest pool shows on Earth. Thousands of people have flocked here to see the latest and greatest the game has to offer. The sign says it's Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, but for the die-hard pool fan, this is Mecca.
We have the top players in the world here with the World Artistic Pool Championship, trick shots, 3-cushion billiards, and then we have Players Championship with 10-ball. The greatest players in the world are here, all under one roof.
The 10-ballers here are the very image of the hardcore pool player made popular by movies and TV, cool, skilled, and intense. The artistic pool players are a different breed. They are the architects of the billiards world. These meticulous showmen carefully design, create, and execute the incredible. Of the estimated 500 million people on Earth who play pool, barely 100 are professional trick shot artists. For more than 200 years now, intrepid players have used trick shots to entertain, amaze, and hustle audiences the world over. But this amazing game was not a sport until one man came along.
My pool playing name is Tom Rossman, but basically my entertainment name is Dr. Q.
Thanks, Andy, for working with me on this. Now, this shot, you notice I just chalked there. That's important. On every shot, we chalk in order to retain our focus in the shot. This is a special shot that Andy and I and Team USA did at the World Cup back of last year. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk these balls down the table. Now, I'm going to stroke this one ball. It's going to fly through the air, try to eliminate wiping me out. You're going to catch the ball, Andy, and you're going to place it over on that side. We're just going to keep going. And eventually these balls are all going to disappear. When we get down to that. Okay, let's have some fun. Here we go, buddy. Just like this. There's one.
In '84, I quit the game for a year because I was playing it the wrong way. I watched the Globetrotters and I realized there's another way to play the game. You didn't have to make everything technically. You could learn how to miss and enjoy the roll.
That's it. Good job, Andy. Awesome, buddy. That's the shot. Cool?
In 1991, Rossman realized that for the game to become a sport, trick shots needed to be codified and quantified. So he helped formalize the rules and the 8 specific shot disciplines that would lay the foundation for artistic pool.
We got trick and fancy shots, prop, novelty, special arts, draw, follow, bank, kick, stroke, jump, and masse. Did I leave anything out?
While the shots are complex, the way the sport works is relatively simple. Like in the Olympics, artistic pool has compulsory shots in the early rounds, with more creative shots later. Players get 3 attempts to make a shot, and points are awarded based on the degree of difficulty and whether the player makes it on the first, second, or third try. Players compete in a round-robin format. The top 12 finishers in the preliminary rounds move on to the playoffs. From here, 4 semi-finalists are determined. And those winners face off in the finals to determine the world champion of artistic pool. Players are ranked based on their performance on the tournament circuit, and the best in the game are here, including the #1 player in the world, Andy Siegel.
My nickname is the Magic Man because I used to do card tricks, coin tricks. Magic is all about entertainment. Trick shots is entertainment first. Before a tournament, I probably practice 4 or 5 hours a day. Maybe the 2 weeks coming up to a tournament, 3 weeks coming up to a tournament. Maybe another month before that, I'll try and do 10 hours a week.
Siegel holds 5 world records and has won more than a dozen championships. His chief rivals include #2 ranked Canadian Nick Nicolaitis.
There you go. They call me Quick Nick. I broke a Guinness World Record, raising proceeds for charity. Double trouble. I pocketed 17,092 balls in a span of 24 hours. 1 ball every 5.023 seconds, plus or minus a 100th of a second. And there you go, Speed Demon.
Though a relative newcomer, Jamie Gray won the last Artistic Pool World Championship and sports an appropriate nickname.
The sharpshooter. I have a pretty good stroke, and I make some pretty good shots. So. And there it is. Right now I'm the current defending champion, so I'm gonna try like heck to keep that. When I'm at the table, I'm only focused on that one shot, visualizing it, making it in my head, thinking about any adjustments that I have to make on the table. Minor adjustment.
Tim Chin is an accomplished player with a PhD, so it's no surprise this engineer spends his free time working on lithium-ion batteries.
Come on, baby.
But his moniker is less than scientific.
My nickname is the Dragon. There's 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac, but I'm a rooster. That wasn't really a great option for me at the time.
The sport draws players from around the world. #7 ranked Gabi Vishu comes from Bucharest.
My nickname is Mr. Perfect. Not because I am, nobody is, and also because I don't know how to say this. A perfectionist, is that a word?
While Artistic Pool is built around a core of veteran players, there is a new generation ready to break in. One is another international player, French pool novice Florian Kohler.
And aka Venom. I'm coming from France, and nobody actually teach me how to play. Yeah, basically I was just self-taught on the internet, and you know, I'm not a player, I'm just an artist.
Another member of this new school of artistic pool is today's youngest competitor, 19-year-old Steve Markle. Though ranked 31st, he is every bit as confident as his nickname.
Triple C, it stands for Cool, Calm, and Collective. I was supposed to go away to college, and you know, pool basically runs my life, so I want to, you know, be a top-ranked player, make it on ESPN, become one of the well-known players in the billiard field. The girls love it. Yeah, the girls love it, I would say.
Despite this, the sport is uniformly squeaky clean, and they belie the down-and-dirty image of the pool hall hustler.
Well, yeah, there's trouble in River City, that kind of stuff. Pool has always gotten, I guess, a bad rap. The gamblers and the smoky rooms.
You know, where it's really the seedy side of things. Anytime you have liquor, women, gambling, all in one spot, you're going to have a little bit of trouble.
And so to promote a wholesome image, the rules of artistic pool extend beyond the table.
You know, gambling is not allowed. There's no smoking or drinking. We've imposed a standard. Dress code would be one of the standards. We just think that we're a classy bunch of guys, and we need to look the part.
To me, wearing a tie playing pool is like putting ice cream on a hot dog. It just doesn't seem right playing pool like that.
A short jump shot.
I don't feel that, you know, my standards as a Christian are being compromised in any way. I do pray before I play, you know, but it's up to me to do it. If I don't get it done, it doesn't get done.
Sometimes I would have like a picture of my daughter or wife on the table when I'm playing, just to give me inspiration and to calm me down if I start getting a little nervous or upset. I look at Tom Rossman, and he has a little prayer sheet. So it's nice to see, you know, it's different.
Perfect.
We have a lot of people in this industry that understand that foundation, and they know that our joy comes from that and not necessarily just those balls. So that's really where it's come from. Encourage the racking for victory in your game of life.
15. Get it? That's how it works. Very simple shot.
Clearly, the game has come a long way from the royal lawns of medieval Europe.
Billiards pool was a ground game that eventually reached a table around 1200. There's a long history of many, many different games that were called pool or billiards. But it became standardized around 1800. Slate was being used instead of wood. A little later, vulcanized rubber was invented to make the game scientific. The tip is the most important thing that's been invented in billiards in the last 250 years, I guess. The man who many people think was responsible for the leather tip had perfected it while he was in prison. His name was Mingo, Captain Mingo. But what he discovered was once you could put leather on a cue, you could do certain things with a ball that were magical. Now, even today, people are amazed by what happens because they do defy the laws of gravity.
People are using, you know, they might use a half a dozen cues. They've got cues for massing, they've got maybe 3 different kinds of jump cues, just all sorts of different kinds of apparatus that they're using.
I'm going to shoot the cue ball into the dart. The dart's going to bust the balloon, and these 2 balls are going to split. 11 ball in this corner pocket, 13 ball in that corner pocket. Just like that.
To make that shot. Bonus.
You get to see all the people you play with, and everybody's rooting for you, and you're rooting for them, and it's just not the same atmosphere. I like your 8-ball and 9-ball competitions.
Indeed, the choir boys of artistic pool and the bad boys of 10-ball seem to share only the felt table. Their 2 sports are vastly different, yet a question simmers right below the surface. Who is the better pool player?
These 10-ballers and 9-ballers, they look at us and they say, oh, you're just a trick shot guy or whatever. But we know so much more than they do. Physics, chemistry, you name it, we know it, where the game is concerned.
Yeah, brother.
I'm a former national champion. I can, you know, give me a cue, give me a couple of weeks there, and I can battle it out with the best downstairs.
It's just 2 totally separate disciplines. One has nothing to do with the other. We care to entertain. We want to make certain shots, just entertain everyone, make them smile, and have a good time. Now I can't do 5 because I don't have enough fingers. So we're gonna stop at 4.
What I'll try to do here is hit the cue ball, make it go 1, 2, 3 rails and then back here and landing in this 1x1 diamond area. This 3-ball doesn't have to be made. Even if I play well, then I have a reason to celebrate. Even if I'm terrible, but I have to make one shot, and I'll use that to entertain people.
If I make a good shot and I can get the crowd involved, there you go. The adrenaline starts to flow, and before you know it, the unimaginable is happening.
This shot's a real nice shot. It's called the railroad shot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump the cue ball off this point. It's gonna launch over the ring of balls, over the sticks, go 3 cushions into the station, change tracks, come down the track, and make the 8-ball in the side pocket.
Make no mistake, every player's goal here is to win. But even during matches, showmanship is a key part of the game for artistic pool players. When they're away from the rules and constraints of competition, these players can let loose, giving trick shot demos for their fascinated fans. This is truly the time when artistic pool turns magical.
We have vanilla. We bring the banana on top down to that end of the dish. The dish is sitting in the dish on top. And as we come back to the end, we bring the orange sherbet back with the vanilla.
When they see us compete, and even when we do the shows, they see stuff they don't see in the regular game.
And that's called entertainment at its finest. Any questions?
The coolest thing I saw today was Tom Rossman, Dr. Q. You know, the tips and everything and all the trick shots he was showing us and the advice he was giving us. He's a real cool guy, so that's probably the best thing I saw today, besides Andy Siegel and the other guys shooting the other trick shots.
It's always great to show something to someone that they didn't think was possible.
They make it look easy, but as for us, if we try to make it look easy, it doesn't show up.
Like, I've been trying to do jump shots myself, and it's hard to learn. So it's fun to watch somebody else do it so easily.
These players perform magic, and these magicians are perfectly willing to share a few of their secrets.
When we tap the balls, it puts a little divot into the cloth. But what it does is it makes the balls stay in one place for 2 reasons. One, so we can get 2 balls next to each other when we execute the shot. And the second, so a lot of times we have to make small adjustments, so we need to know exactly what that starting point was in order to make those adjustments.
Another magical trick revealed, the stacked shot.
The bottom ball is a gimmick. It's got a flat bottom, and then there's a very teeny hole on the exact opposite end. It doesn't move, and then the ball just sits in it.
Back to the 3.
Kids love it because they're seeing something they've never seen. And then the older people, they've been playing pool their whole life. They're amazed by the type of trick shots that are out there.
You like it? That's tough.
It's not just about, let's say pocketing the balls. It's about being creative and imaginative. And then again, magic that appears on the table. I mean, it's great entertainment.
Pull out a silver dollar. Put the silver dollar behind the corner and apply 1 tip of left coin English and hit it just like this and call the 8-ball in the corner pocket. Watch the coin curve. Awesome shot. Now that's basically, that dollar I got shortchanged on that, so let's do it again. We'll do it one more time. A little bit less coin English on that. Watch it this time.
Unlike most sports, artistic pool is laid back. This relaxed atmosphere seems to bring out the best in its players.
Now, the way you get rid of that is drop that ball, and that way it guarantees you get around it this time. And I got it this time. Perfect shot. Watch the silver dollar. Watch it now. Keep an eye on it. Boom. Did you catch it? That's how you make that little shot.
We see somebody make a great shot, everybody gets excited about it. So.
Just like that.
We're always encouraging people to get better, so we're helping each other out.
Despite the camaraderie, there is a growing rift in the sport between old school and new over how to make their matches more entertaining.
It can be boring because we take our time. It's not like a show when something's happening all the time.
I like doing, basically, a good word for it is freestyle. Do whatever you want.
The newer shots, they're more made for TV because TV is the driving force. The ESPN trick shot magic is, probably everybody's ultimate goal in the sport.
Some of the older players, we have a little hard time accepting some of the more extreme stuff.
The more experienced players have always been really great, and I look up to them and respect them. That's how I was supposed to do it.
Then you go over the shot without a bridge, and then the cue ball comes back like this.
The new generation are really creating some really fantastic shots.
And maybe they'll imagine the next great shot that none of the old-timers will be able to shoot.
The biggest problem with the young players today is they go online, they put a couple of videos up, and they think it's, wow, I'll be a superstar.
You always take videos you see on the internet with a grain of salt. You don't know how many times they tried to shoot that. You don't know the conditions. You don't know if they can replicate that.
YouTube is like the best thing ever for this kind of stuff. Everybody's actually watching crazy stuff or funny stuff or whatever, and this is exactly the format people love to watch. It's short, it has music, it has fun in it, it has action. I got like more than 1 million views.
I put my 90-pound chocolate lab on the table and I jumped it. So I'll have people coming up to me, hey, you're the kid that jumped the dog.
Anyone who's got something on YouTube, the arena's there, buddy. Come and get a piece of me if you can.
Despite their artistic tug-of-war, these players all share one thing, a devotion to the game, committing thousands of hours to inventing and perfecting shots.
When you got 4 children and Dad's out practicing, Mama don't like it.
Just like that.
If you love it, you got to do it.
It's hard to have a family life if you play pool professionally because you're traveling to Florida. Then 2 weeks later, you may be going to Vegas. And 3 weeks later, after that, you may be going to Chicago.
We do about 200 shows a year. We're on the road about 8-9 months of the year.
I was in St. Petersburg, Russia, for a week in December. I was in Hong Kong in November. Most people will be like, why didn't you stay? Well, I wanted to get home for my family because they weren't with me.
I think if you won every trick shot competition all year, maybe you're going to make somewhere around $50,000. The reason they do it is because they love it, and that's what they're good at.
I came to this tournament because I just want to be around the guys.
It's almost like a family reunion, you get to see all the people you play with.
I've made it in competition, I've made it in the Guinness Book, I've made it in trick shots.
I take a lot of pride in what I've accomplished, and my family does too. Yeah, it is.
You love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. It's really that. I mean, I enjoy pool, I enjoy entertaining.
I hope to sit on the back porch at 93 and see these young kids just excelling as world champions.
It's not like an obligation, it's really fun for me.
I gotta keep working at it, and then I think it'll come. Get used to the face, 'cause I'm gonna be around for a while.
It's the way the sport captures the kid's imagination. It feels really good.
Clapping, cheering, you don't even think about prize money or anything else when you get that. At least the 3 went over.
And I think that's why they named it artistic billiards, because it's the highest form of all the billiard games.
3, 4, 5.
And on they play. Trailblazers defining a new sport. Magicians performing a centuries-old art. Spin doctors giving their all to entertain and enthrall. For the camaraderie, the challenge, and their love of the wondrous world of artistic pool.